Okay, I'm ready.
Super.
Okay, so the okay, let's start with the first questions. Could you tell me uh, what is your assessment about the Vietnam economic growth prospect in the second half of this year, 2022?
Yeah, so I think overall I'm quite optimistic about Vietnam's growth towards the rest of the year. I think the Vietnamese government is managing a stable reopening. Of course, we need to keep a sharp focus on inflation and especially the impact of inflation on consumer demand to make sure that we continue to stimulate growth in Vietnam. Other than that, I think this is about clever management of the reopening of tourism, which is a very important sector to Vietnam, and the sector obviously needs support to open in the right way to revitalize itself.
Mhm. Uh, so the about the potential.
Oh, I cannot hear
I'm sorry.
you. Yeah.
I mute my micro. I'm sorry. So the second question is, how do you assess the potential to attract foreign investors of the Vietnam southern key economic regions?
So I think the region we are talking about here, including Ho Chi Minh City and surrounding areas, is the key investment area for foreign direct investment in Vietnam, whether it's companies wanting to exploit the market opportunities or they want to establish production here. I think the key challenge is to keep moving up, to keep educating the workforce so that the increases in salary, living cost, and so on can be offset by more skilled labor.
So the in terms of the competitive advantage compared to the other Vietnam, so what the southern economic key economic regions can have compare with other?
So I think it's a combination of several factors. A substantial part of the Vietnamese economy exists in this region, and therefore, if you want to approach the market here, this is a key area to start any business that is focused on Vietnamese consumers. When it comes to establishing production, then the southern area is also a key infrastructure hub. And as the area continues to develop in terms of new airports, better ports, etc., then this will continue to develop the region further.
Okay, moving to the other part about the green FDA, FDI. Recently, what do you think Vietnam can attract the green FDI, and what is the potential of Vietnam in attracting this kind of capital in the coming time?
Yeah. So I think Vietnam has set an ambitious goal. The Prime Minister says we want to become carbon neutral in 2050, and a lot of these investments they take a lot of time, and therefore 2050 is actually not that far away. So if we want to achieve these goals, and this is what foreign investors believe in, they believe in these statements and that Vietnam is ambitious in this area, much more ambitious than many countries in the region. But if we want to achieve that, we need right now to make sure that the market conditions are right for foreign investors to invest into especially green energy. And the problem right now for foreign investors is that the terms of their investments are very unclear. It's unclear how you sell the electricity from your solar investments or wind investments. How do you distribute it to consumers? And it's unclear what kind of rights you get to land, etc. And this means that the investments become much more expensive because it's risky. Whenever you have uncertainty and you do investments of billions of dollars, then the requirement to the return increases. The investors they generally want less risk in this area, and therefore it is very very important that the Vietnamese government moves fast now to implement the legal conditions, the framework so these investors can enter. And if you look at the companies that I talk to from the Nordic countries, we have a lot of big investors that have just set up offices in Vietnam. Companies like Equinor, like Copenhagen Infrastructure Partners, Mainstream, etc. So all the big investors, they are here and they are trying to find out how to make the right investments. So this is really the opportunity for Vietnam because green investments are popular and many pension funds, banks, investors want to pour money into this. But now it's really up to the Vietnamese government to make sure that they can do it.
Okay, so recently the Vietnam credit rating has been upgraded to BB plus by S&P ratings. So what do you think? What is your opinion about this?
Yeah, but I follow this with quite a lot of interest because the better the rating for the country, the better the rating for the banks in the country, and therefore it's like for green investments, it lowers the risk in Vietnam, and that means that Vietnamese can access lower interest rates. And in general, for many years, we have been used to interest rates in Vietnam that were above 10%. So double-digit interest rates for mortgage and other things. Whereas in many Western markets, the past few years have shown interest rates that were either negative or for consumers maybe 1 or 2%. So to keep improving the ratings means that investments get cheaper. It will have a lot of impact on the real estate market in the long run as well. The change, of course, when it comes to interest rates, is at the same time as global interest rates are increasing. So therefore, this might actually not be felt so much by the consumers in the coming year, but in the long term, it's very important for Vietnam.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. I think it's enough. So if any problem with the recording or filming, so I will email you so you can send
Yeah,
me your file.
perfect,
Okay,
perfect.
thank you so much
Okay, great.
for
Thank
the
you so
answer.
much.
Yes, have a good weekend, and I
Yeah,
will notice you where we when we will on air this report. Thank you so much.
yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.